Okay, I still need to finish that second shelf that got cut off. Talking about that, but I think just real quick I'm going to knock out another Freebox haul video. Some interesting stuff here. This is a beautiful 1970 anthropological work. The word Eskimo is not used much anymore, so this is definitely dated. But those Arctic peoples are so fascinating, and it's cool to learn about everybody. When I hitchhiked all over northern Canada, I met a lot of people from the Gwich'in tribe. Some of them still literally migrate with the caribou up there. And when I hitchhiked down from that part of the world to the U.S., one of my rides that I got for a long time was with this polar bear hunter from like Inuvik, from way up north of the Arctic Circle. And we're still Facebook friends. I'll never forget what he told me. He said, when you skin a polar bear and it's hanging up, it looks just like a person. He said it was creepy. I'll read this at some point in my life. Probably pertinent to research or something, but this just looks really interesting. A beautiful hardcover book, The Mask of Jove, A History of Greco-Roman Civilization from the Death of Alexander to the Death of Constantine. What? By Stringfellow Bar. Did anyone in the world know that that's a name? That's amazing. Oh, Stringfellow Bar. This is a 1966 hardcover. Awesome. To Another City. What? Oh, this book continues the narrative of the Will of Zeus. That one is about the origins of Greece to the death of Alexander the Great. Okay. This is the second and final volume. Well, it looks like you could read it by itself. But now I want to get the other one. Can be read by itself or as the second volume. Well, I'm going to keep my eye open for the Will of Zeus. A nice hardcover. Then I'll have to read them both. A couple of novels. I have this one in the small paperback section, but this is such a pretty nice copy. If I like a book, I like to have different editions of it. A novel that became an award-winning play and a major motion picture. What? What's going on, kitty? Just checking out the new books and all the smells of the houses. Gathering information, reading them in a different way. Yes, they had cats, they had a dog, they had a ferret. Tell us, squirrel, tell us what you know. Actually, I don't think I kept this in paperback, but... Whoa, something smells agitating. You're lashing your tail, sniffing these books. Your mom came over to check it out, too. What? You're kidding me. They have a poodle. I'm still kind of out on Carson McCullers, honestly. I read half of The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, and, you know, I'll finish it sometime. I'll read those paperbacks and see what I think of her. I think she's all right. Here's a sequel to Chaim Potok's My Name is Asher Lev, The Gift of Asher Lev. I read this back in 2001, and I thought, it's all right. But maybe it's actually really good, because I love Asher Lev. Somebody else was disappointed by it. Someone put it in that Freebox. Oh, maybe it's great. Squirrel. This was maybe one of the most exciting things. It's a biography of John Prine, in spite of himself. I bet this is great. I love John Prine. What a songwriter. This summer I was obsessed with his song, Angel from Montgomery. It's one of the top songs sung at Cottonwood Gulch, this wilderness camp I was working at. People always singing around the fire, and the lines are so poetic and interesting and tragic and existential and everything. And he was a singing mailman. I'm like, maybe that's a good job. Get a job. He wrote his first demo album just walking around being a mail deliverer. I can't wait to read this. Going in the crit section. And this, I love a nonfiction paperback and an old one. American and British Literary Criticism of Our Century, The Critical Performance. Contains essays and criticism by Ezra Pound, T.S. Eliot. Lots of people I don't know. Auden, W.H. Auden. each with an introductory note by Stanley Edgar Hyman, author of The Armed Vision, to which this book is in one sense a companion volume. Huh. Well, this is the kind of thing I read. Here's a little preview. It starts with the formal and rhetorical approach, social and cultural, historical and scholarly, psychological and anthropological, impressionistic, and non-referential dorm? Somebody has imposed a little system of order on this instead of I get the sense a reviewer read this book. They were organizing the essays into different types, and they discussed that in whatever they wrote. These look like writer notes to me. 1956, what a find. First edition. Well, I'll definitely read this sometime. I read all my criticism books. I always like to read this stuff. To me, this has like become a guilty pleasure. Even guilty, but it's just like the kind of stuff I read when, like I read what I want to read. I love criticism. It's great. I've never seen this book. I've never heard of this book. I've never seen a book quite like this book. I don't know what to make of it, what genre it's in. A Fish Dinner in Mnemosyne by E.R. Edison, author of The Worm Ouroboros. I'm like, what? Look at this incredible cover. I'm like, is this a fantasy novel? What is this? A Fish Dinner in Mnemosyne is the final volume chronologically in the Worm Ouroboros group, of which James Stevens says his pages are living and vivid and noble, and these in a sense that belongs to no other writer I know of. This is the largest, the most abundant, the most magnificent book of our time. What? The three completed novels are loosely linked together as separate parts of one vast romantic epic. What are the reasons for considering this flawed masterpiece worthy of the attention of serious students of literature? First of all, there's the lordly narrative sweep of it, pure essence of storytelling for its own sake. Second is the splendor of the prose, the roll and swagger and reverberating rhythms and sheer gorgeousness of much of its deliberate artifice. And third is the blessed sense of participation in a world where wonders still abound in glory. Is this fantasy? Oh, that's kind of sad. To my son-in-law, flying officer Kenneth Hesketh Higson, who in an air fight over Italy saved his 4 companions' lives at a cost of his own, I dedicate this book, which he had twice read. A 68 edition of a 41 book. So this is American? Have people heard of this? I may put this in the sci-fi fantasy section, but it would definitely add something interesting too. That cover is great. I guess I'm going to have to track down this whole series. Go to Don's Books on San Mateo. I bet they'll have it. Have them. They have everything. They're amazing. My daughter Anodyne came over and we watched part of Bohemian Rhapsody, that movie about Queen, because she loves Queen and had never seen it. And she had gotten a ride share over here, and because she had been with friends and her car was at her place. So I drove her back to her house, and then I just kept finding little free libraries driving out of her neighborhoods all around there. I think I found like 8 or something in just like a really short time, most of them which I'd never seen before. I was a little creepy with my flashlight on my phone in the dark out in front of people's houses looking at these. But I was quick. I got out of there fast. I'm not always in that area. I think that's bad. Little free library. Use ethics or whatever. No one's written about this. I don't usually go in the dark. I might not again because you're just like so aware of it. And some neighborhoods you can't do that and you might get shot. So anyway, some good new hauls. And it's kind of funny, this phenomenon of little free libraries everywhere. Is Albuquerque getting more literate and smarter? I wonder. Prisma. What's up, kitty? What you doing? Ask of Jove now lives in nonfiction. Look at this shelf again later. Soon. I've also been picking up extra copies of A Heartbreaking Work of Staggering Genius. I need to give these out to 2 friends. John Bryan and Cervantes hanging out. Add some nonfiction. I'm going to pass this on, actually. I don't know if I like Carson McCullers enough yet to keep this. You can't just take stuff from free boxes. You also got to give it. Sometimes the stuff you give comes from other free boxes. This is not a particularly nice edition or bent cover. It's going to replace a copy of Catcher in the Rye because I just realized today this paperback of Catcher in the Rye is full of someone's notes. All right. What do you think of all the Freebooks, Prisma? You seem like you have a real problem with some of the smells of them. One in like a meth house or something? Or do they just have a cat that you don't like the smell of? Yeah. Okay, I hope you feel alright. Well, sorry there weren't more videos today, or more, I don't know, just 2 10-minute videos. One got cut off. I would have talked longer about that one case, but I'll talk about this one tomorrow probably. Alright, hope everyone's doing great. Take care out there. It's a crazy world. Oh yeah. But, you know, books are a good part of it. I'm glad that they're in the world, you know. Alright, everyone take care. Have a great night. See ya.